Good morning, students. We have started revision of our syllabus and we were revising the fundamental unit of life. Right? In the last class, we have discussed about different types of solutions based on the concentration of water present in it, like hypotonic, hypertonic, and isotonic solutions. Right? And we have discussed about osmosis, diffusion, etc. Now let us discuss about the remaining things. Unicellular freshwater organisms and most of the plant cells, they gain water by osmosis. Unicellular freshwater organisms and most of the plant cells, they gain water by osmosis. Example, the root cells, they absorb water from the soil by osmosis. We already have learned that exchange of gases occurs by means of diffusion, and movement of water across the cell membrane, it occurs by means of diffusion, and movement of water through plasma membrane by diffusion is known as osmosis. So diffusion plays role in exchange of gases and water by a living cell. So exchange of gases and water by a living cell, it occurs by means of diffusion. So water and gases are moving across the cell by means of diffusion. What about the other molecules? Different other molecules move in and out of the cell through a type of transport that uses energy. So diffusion is a type of transport wherein energy is not used. So in such a passive transport method, or the transport in which energy is not utilized, in that method, which substances are transported? Only gases and water. Other molecules, they also move in and out of the cell. But how are they moving? They are moving by a type of transport which uses energy. Coming to the plasma membrane structure. The plasma membrane is made up of more of proteins and lipids and very less of carbohydrates. Because of this type of structural constitution, it is not rigid. So the membrane, cell membrane is made up of, cell membrane or plasma membrane is made up of more of proteins and lipids and very less of carbohydrates. Because of the presence of more of proteins and lipids and very less of carbohydrates, it is not behaving a rigid membrane. It is not behaving like a rigid membrane. Instead, it is flexible membrane. And this structure of plasma membrane can be observed only by using electron microscope. By using normal compound microscope, we cannot observe the structure of a plasma membrane. Coming to the flexibility part. The flexibility of plasma membrane enables the cell to engulf food and other material from its environment, the process which is known as endocytosis. The process of engulfing food and other material from its environment by a cell is known as endocytosis. If the cell is taking solid material, it is called phagocytosis, that is cell eating. If the cell is taking liquid material, it is called pinocytosis, that is cell drinking. Remember, endocytosis is engulfing the food material from the environment. The food can be solid or liquid. If the food that is engulfed, that is endocytosed, is solid, then such endocytosis is known as phagocytosis. It is cell eating. If the food that is engulfed or endocytosed is liquid, then such endocytosis is known as pinocytosis or cell drinking. Okay. Amoeba acquires its food by endocytosis. This is one example that I have given to you. Plant cells have rigid outer covering which is known as cell wall, and cell wall is present outside the plasma membrane. Plant cells have cell wall outside the plasma membrane. This plant cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. Cellulose is a complex substance. It is a polysaccharide. As cell wall is made up of more of carbohydrates and very less of proteins and lipids, it is rigid in nature but not flexible like plasma membrane. Plant cell wall is made up of more of carbohydrates and very less of proteins and lipids. Because of this structural constitution, the plant cell wall is rigid in nature. It is not flexible like plasma membrane. Plasma membrane was flexible because of presence of more of proteins and lipids. Here it is opposite. Plant cell wall is containing more of carbohydrates and less of proteins and lipids. So it is rigid in nature. And this rigidity, it helps the plant cells like anything that we will discuss now. A plant cell wall is made up of it is made up of a complex substance called cellulose, and this cellulose provides structural strength to the plant cells. As plant cell wall is made up of complex substance cellulose, this cellulose is providing structural strength to the plant cells. Next, let us learn a particular phenomenon called plasmolysis. Shrinkage or contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall. Shrinkage or contraction of the contents of the cell away from the cell wall is known as plasmolysis. Plasmolysis, it occurs when plant cell is placed in hypertonic solution. In hypertonic solution, plant cell loses water, so plasmolysis occurs. And whether it is plasmolysis or cell swelling, both of which water is moving. In plasmolysis, water is moving out. In cell swelling, water is moving in. This movement of water through cell membrane to inside or to outside of the cell is known as osmosis. This osmosis, it is observed only by the living cells. Only living cells observe the phenomenon of osmosis. Only living cells are able to absorb water by osmosis. Dead cells cannot absorb water by osmosis. Dead cells, they cannot absorb water by osmosis. When cells are placed in dilute or hypotonic external media, when cells are placed in dilute or hypotonic external media, the cells tend to take up water by osmosis. Take up water means water enters inside the cell. When the cell is placed in the hypotonic external media or dilute external media, the cells take up water. Cell walls are present not only in plant cells, they are also present in plant, fungal and bacterial cells. These cell walls permit the plant, fungal and bacterial cells to withstand very dilute or hypotonic external media. That means when the cells are placed in hypotonic media, water enters inside the cell and the cell will get swollen. This swollen cell may get burst. So, the plant, fungal and bacterial cells, when they are present in hypotonic media, they also are about to face the same problem of getting burst. But they do not get burst. They will withstand with it. They will withstand with the hypotonic external medium. How? Because of the presence of cell wall. When the cell is swollen, after it is being placed in hypotonic medium, the cell is getting swollen. When the cell is swollen, the swollen cell or the turgid cell gives pressure against the cell wall. It gives the pressure against the cell wall. But will cell wall remain calm? No. What it will do? The cell wall, it exerts equal pressure against the cell wall will exert the cell wall, it exerts equal pressure against the swollen or turgid cell and protects the cell from bursting. This pressure of the cell wall on a turgid cell is known as turgor pressure. It is known as turgor pressure. By exerting turgor pressure, the cell wall is protecting the cells, plant and fungal and bacterial cells. Okay, it is protecting those cells from getting burst when these cells are placed in hypotonic medium or dilute medium. Whereas in the case of animal cells, this is not possible. If animal cell is placed in hypotonic medium, it will get burst. But many such animals, unicellular animals, which are living in hypotonic medium, they are not getting burst and they are surviving. That is possible by means of special structures called contractile vacuoles, which help in osmoregulation. The excess water that enters inside the unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium and all, it will be expelled out by the contractile vacuole. Otherwise, they will have to get swollen and get burst and die. But it is not happening because of the presence of contractile vacuole. So, in the case of unicellular organisms that live in hypotonic media, they are able to survive without getting burst because of the presence of contractile vacuole. Whereas, the plant, fungal and bacterial cells are able to survive even if they are placed in hypotonic medium because of the presence of their cell wall. Because cell wall, it exerts turgor pressure and protect the cell from getting burst. Okay, thank you.